Today's discussion will be centered around something that many of us take every day, so multivitamins. But how do you know if the multivitamin is safe? And how do you know if it's what you need to be healthy? So I'm excited. Karen's going to actually answer some of those important questions as we decide on our multivitamins.
Awesome. So let me just share my screen here. So how to choose a safe and effective multivitamin. So being deficient in one or more micronutrients, and when we talk about micronutrients, we mean vitamins and minerals, can be detrimental to your health, because if a specific nutrient is not available, your body will compromise your long-term health, meaning it will stop doing things like repairing your DNA to ensure short-term critical function. And rather than boosting your health, some multivitamins may actually be harmful to your health, depending on what's in them. So our goal in this presentation is to go over some guidelines that may help you in making the best decision for your own health. All right, so I'm going to go over a few things that your multivitamin should include. All right, and I believe there's 5 altogether. The first one is vitamin B12, which is required for important biological functions like red blood cell production, your nervous system, DNA synthesis. And low levels of vitamin B12 are associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's, depression, fatigue, digestive issues, and nerve damage. The recommended daily intake is inadequate for many people. Vegans, flexitarians, which is what I consider myself to be. I'm a vegan, but I occasionally will eat some meat. And the elderly may require 20 to 50 times more than the recommended daily allowance. The second thing to make sure you have in your multivitamin is zinc. That's essential for immune function, growth, skin health, wound healing, reproduction, and insulin secretion. And zinc is abundant in whole plant foods, but it's not readily absorbed. So supplementing with zinc is especially important if you're a vegan. All right, next is iodine, necessary for thyroid function and body metabolism. So this is huge. Too much or too little iodine, though, can suppress your thyroid function, and your thyroid controls growth and development, body temperature, brain function. And a supplement, not the salt that has the iodine added to it, is the safest, most consistent source of iodine. Okay, another thing to make sure is in your multivitamin is vitamin D. It was once thought that vitamin D was only good for your bones, but now the scientists know that it's important for lots of functions in your body. Low vitamin D levels are associated with diminished immune function, several types of cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and autoimmune diseases, and can increase your risk of dementia and depression. Supplementing is the best choice because of the health risks of, spending too much time in the sun, and also because when we're in the sun, when we're in the sun, a lot of times we have sunscreen on, which blocks the absorption of the vitamin D. So Dr. Furman recommends 2,000 IUs, that's the units of vitamin D in your multivitamin. And speaking of Dr. Furman is a doctor who created the nutritarian diet, which is the diet that I have followed that has helped me reverse 2 chronic diseases. And he does tons and tons of research. He's been doing this all his life, and he's very trustworthy in that he tells it like it is. And he combines a lot of research studies. He doesn't just look at one study. So I really value his opinion on this topic. And if you want more information, the information from my presentation is from Dr. Furman's website, drfurman.com. Okay, next is vitamin K. Vitamin K is essential for blood clotting and heart health, and it also improves bone mineral density. Vitamin K2, as opposed to vitamin K1, is the preferred form for supplements because vitamin K2 can't be found in a vegan diet or in typical American foods. You can usually find vitamin K1. Okay, so those are 5 things that you want in your multivitamin. Now, I just went to Amazon and put in multivitamin, came up with a few that were popular. Here are the 5 things that we're looking for in this first multivitamin. It has vitamin D3. However, Dr. Furman's recommendation is 2,000 IUs, and this has 1,000. So it's not quite what he recommends there, but it is in there. Vitamin K, not vitamin K2, but it's in there, vitamin K, vitamin B12, iodine, and zinc. So the only thing that's falling short on this as far as things we're looking for in a multivitamin is it's a little less vitamin D than you would want. Okay, this second multivitamin, these are both tablets, and I do need to say all of these are for adults. This presentation is for adults only, not for children.
Yeah.
Okay, so here are our 5 things to look for. This one has all but the vitamin K2. It doesn't have any vitamin K at all. The vitamin D is 1,000 instead of 2,000, but it's there. And it has the iodine, the zinc, and the B12. Okay, and then the third one, I wanted to make sure I got a gummy vitamin in there. And this one falls short on 3 of the 5. It falls short on zinc, iodine, and the vitamin K. And the vitamin D that's in there is the 1,000 IUs instead of the 2,000 that Dr. Furman recommends. Okay, now, as important as it is to have things in your multivitamin that are beneficial, there are also several things that you want to avoid. And I will go over those and explain why you don't want them in your multivitamin. Okay, there are 4 of these to look for. The first one is vitamin E. Vitamin E in a supplement form is shown in various studies to increase the risk of heart failure and all-cause mortality. And if you eat raw nuts and seeds every day, you can get plenty of vitamin E just from doing that. So definitely vitamin E is something that is not going to be beneficial to you. It could be harmful to you in a multivitamin. All right, beta carotene. Beta carotene may interfere with the absorption of other carotenoids. Carotenoids act as antioxidants, meaning they help to protect your body from free radicals. And you don't want to interfere with that process. And supplementing with beta carotene has been shown to do that. In fact, a study on beta carotene was halted due to a significant increase of lung cancer in the supplement users. So to get your beta carotene, all you need to do is eat colorful fruits and vegetables to supply hundreds of carotenoid compounds and give you that maximum protection from disease. So you might, be discovering a theme here that a multivitamin is not a do-all, fix-all. It is a supplement, meaning it's added to what you're already doing. So if you really want to be your healthiest self, you do need the supplement, but you also need to be eating a diet that's rich in fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts and seeds, whole grains, in order to truly be healthy. Mm-hmm. Okay, vitamin A is something else that you don't want in a multivitamin. Studies suggest that supplemental vitamin A causes loss of calcium in your urine, weaker bones, and an increased risk of hip fractures. And even worse, excess vitamin A, so getting too much, can be dangerous, including increasing your risk of death. The body can make all the vitamin A it needs from carotenoids in plants. So specifically eating those orange and red and green, so carrots, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, spinach, kale, orange bell peppers. So you want to get your vitamin A from food rather than in your supplement. And finally, the last that you do not want in your supplement is folic acid. Folic acid is a synthetic compound that's made from petroleum. It's the synthetic form of folate. Folate is natural. And folic acid and folate have different biological structures. Folate can be found in natural foods, especially green vegetables and beans. So it's best to avoid folic acid because it's associated with increased risks of breast, prostate, and colorectal cancers. Pregnancy use, and this is huge. When I found this out through studying with Dr. Furman, it really upset me. Pregnancy use of folic acid may increase the risk of childhood cancers, autism, and other serious health issues. Getting folate from natural produce before you conceive and after conception is a must for a healthy baby. The thing with folic acid is the government mandates that all products that are made with white flour be enriched with synthetic vitamins or isolated vitamins. One of them is folic acid. So if you're purchasing white bread, white pasta, cereals with white flour in them, white flour is pretty much void of nutrients because it's been stripped down. It's very highly processed. So that's why they require that it be enriched. But it's enriched with folic acid, which the body absorbs it twice as fast as it does normal folate. And so it rushes into your system, but your body can only use so much of it. So what's left is left in your bloodstream and in your body, kind of with nowhere to go. And when things like that happen, that's when, you know, you run the risk of creating, you know, a dangerous situation such as cancer. So, you know, do your best to avoid. One of the things you can do to avoid folic acid is to make sure you're eating whole grain products and not, you know, the white enriched bread and things like that. And to make sure your multivitamin doesn't have folic acid in it. Okay, so these same multivitamins that we went through with what should be in it, I've put on here again. These are the 4 things to avoid: vitamin E, beta carotene, vitamin A, and folic acid. The first supplement or the first multivitamin has all 4 of them. It has vitamin A, and then also as part of the vitamin A, it's beta carotene, the vitamin E, and then it says 400 micrograms or mcg of folic acid. And right next to that, it says folate 865 DFE. So this leads you to think there's real natural folate. But when I researched this, because that surprised me when I saw it, DFE stands for dietary folate equivalent. So what it's saying is it contains folic acid, and it's the equivalent of getting, you know, this much natural folate. And again, the government regulations requires the companies to do this. So this is strictly folic acid, not folate. Okay. In the second multivitamin, it had all 3, it's had 3 of the 4. So the only one it didn't have in it that was the beta carotene. So the other 3 harmful ingredients, the vitamin E, the vitamin A, and the folic acid, are in this second multivitamin. Okay, and the third one, which was the gummy, has 3 of the 4 as well. Okay, so I'm gonna hand it back to Grace because Grace has, you know, some background information to share with you about a multivitamin that she has taken in the past and is still taking. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and turn it over to Grace.
Thanks, Karen. So I had done some research when picking out a prenatal and postnatal multivitamin. I've become such a label reader in the past 5 years. I always turn over the bottle, look at the ingredients, and do my own research too. So I only wanted to put the cleanest things in my body as I was growing a baby and nursing. So, but I will say I am not perfect, and I wasn't actually with my first baby, Scarlett. What I did when I was pregnant in 2018 with her, I took what the OBGYN gave me, prescribed me. So I used that. But when I went to get pregnant the second time with Juliet, I looked at the bottle and like was reading the ingredients and the the vitamins and everything, and I saw that there were dyes in there, and I'm like, why are there dyes and colors in the multivitamin? I don't want that. Like, so I then researched. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do my own research and look for a different one, and I ended up finding one that has whole foods in it. So which is like amazing. So it's organically grown fruit and vegetables in it, and I use that as a prenatal. So I meant to grab the bottle, but I looked it up online real fast that there's like apples and kale and green bell peppers, a lot of the stuff that you were talking about in this whole food prenatal.
That's
so
awesome.
I felt very comfortable taking that with Juliet. So my goal was that it was clean and it was safe, and that I was putting something in my body without the fillers, without the artificial colors, without those undisclosed ingredients, like you said, with the folate and like not realizing it.
Right.
So I am like always recommend turning over the bottle, reading a label, but also being your own advocate and doing your own research.
Right. So your multivitamin did not have the folic acid in it, right?
Correct. So when I read it, and I actually did that when I was doing my research, I realized that I didn't want that. I wanted the folate. And as you read it, you do get the folate, and it's from that whole foods, which is like amazing. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
100 or 800 milligrams, I think, of folate to support healthy neural tube development. Yes. So thank goodness.
Okay. So one of the most important things I'm hearing Grace say is that her multivitamin had whole foods in it. So we're going to go back to, I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to go back to those 3 multivitamins. And we're going to see if any of them have any whole food in them, because what you're seeing here is the, vitamins and minerals. Can you see my screen now, Grace?
Yep. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. But there's also some other ingredients. So I've cut and pasted those. So in that first multivitamin, the other ingredients include, I won't read them all, but I'm not seeing any whole food. I see the word food for modified food starch. Other than that, I'm not seeing any whole food ingredients. Okay. In the second one, lots of ingredients here. And I'm still not seeing anything from food, except they do mention vegetable juice. But if you look at what they're talking about here, it's talking about coloring. So they're just using a bit of vegetable juice in there to add color. Other than that, there are no food ingredients. In fact, I see polyvinyl alcohol, which, I don't think I would want in my body. Okay. And then the third one was the gummy. So of course you're going to see the glucose syrup and sugar in that because it makes it taste sweet. Gelatin. And then, you do see, blueberry and carrot, but again, that's for colors. It's not like a, pure form or a concentrated form that would give you the vitamins and minerals. Okay. Now, I'm going to share with you the multivitamin that I am taking. And again, I am a flexitarian, so I'm mostly vegan, but I do eat the occasional, animal product, maybe tonight I had very quickly, I'd frozen some turkey spinach burgers, and they just had just a couple ounces of ground organic turkey in them. And I may eat like a piece of salmon here or there, wild salmon. But other than that, I'm pretty much vegan. Okay. So the multivitamin that I take is through Dr. Furman, and it's called Dr. Furman Women's Daily. That's the one I'm showing. They also have a men's daily multivitamin. So, and you don't have to be a vegan to be using these, but if you are a vegan, it does give you the extra protection from things you're not getting in eating the animal products. Okay, and the first thing I want to point out here is that, it's micronutrients and phytochemicals from whole foods. And this next one here, maitake mushroom extract, Mushrooms are super in your building your immune system and preventing diseases, especially cancer. Even eating one mushroom a day will give you, protection. Maybe not as much as if you ate more than one mushroom a day, but can give you significant protection from disease. So mushrooms are our friend. Taurine may improve athletic performance in physically active women, because this is the women's vitamins. And then it does have the vitamin K2 that we were talking about. So just to show you here, these are the ingredients. It does not have any of the ones to avoid. And it has all of the ones that were recommended, including the 2000 IUs of vitamin D. And then you can see at the bottom here, I've highlighted it in green, there is a fruit, veggie, and greens blend in this multivitamin. And I'll read off just a couple. Organic broccoli sprout, acai fruit, goji berry, organic cranberry, apple, kale, spinach, carrot, parsley, beet, cabbage, blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, tomato, all of those things that I just talked about, that you can get these vitamins and minerals from are in this multivitamin. Okay. Now, multivitamins are good for everyone. I encourage everyone to take a multivitamin because nobody's going to get everything they need from your diet every day. But in addition to multivitamins, there are two other supplements that I'd just like to touch on that most people could benefit from. And one of them is omega-3. Most diets are lacking in omega-3 fatty acids. And one of those reasons, the only way you might not be lacking is if you're eating a lot of fatty fish. But unfortunately, those are the fish that are at the highest risk of being contaminated with things like mercury. So the recommendation, and I've seen a lot of these products on the market, is an algae-based omega-3. But it's also important with the algae-based to make sure that that algae is clean. So for Dr. Furman's, it says it right here, derived from lab-grown algae and contains no contaminants. So if you are using an omega-3 supplement, if you're using one that's from fish oil, I would encourage you to explore maybe using one that's using a clean algae-based rather than that fish oil so that you can avoid those contaminants. Okay, and then the other thing that I think everybody can use is some extra immune support. This is an awesome product. It's called Immune Biotech, and it's a blend of berries, which are very, good for your immune system and fighting cancer as well as astragalus root, which is an herb, and 9 organic mushroom concentrates. And these are all ingredients that are not typically found in your diet. So the types of mushrooms that are in here are things that you probably wouldn't find in the grocery store. So you're getting extra immune support. Okay. So you can go to Dr. Furman's website, and he has something called a personalized vitamin advisor. And this is just a copy of what you'll see when you go to his website. To get to this, all you need to do here is just type in KarenSchrieffer.com/vitamin advisor. It'll take you right to this page, and then just click on start a new assessment. And what it'll do, it asks you some basic questions about your health history. So it'll ask you, are you suffering from diabetes or heart disease? Because based on your health history and what you're currently experiencing, different supplements are going to be able to help you and support you, with that condition. So when you finish this, and it says it takes approximately 10 minutes, it takes 5 at the most. It's very quick. So what will happen when you finish answering the questions, it will give you the recommendations for different supplements. One of them will definitely be a multivitamin. And one will probably be the immune biotech, because I take that as well, even though I, eat a real healthy diet. But you only need to get the ones that you choose to get. They will give you like a special discount if you buy them all, but you don't have to. You can just get one or two, or whatever you decide to do. And if you are a member of Dr. Furman's website, you will receive a 10% discount on all of your supplements. His website, the fee for membership is extremely reasonable. It's $7.95, I believe, a month if you pay monthly. It's even less than that if you do an annual subscription. And it is so very worth it. Not only will you save on the supplements, but you will also have access to thousands of whole food, SOS-free recipes. SOS-free means it's free from added salt, oil, and sugar. So those are recipes that are gonna, really help you, if you do have chronic disease like I did, it will help you heal from those chronic diseases and, build that immune system. The recipes are mostly plant-based, although there are some that are not vegan. So there is that option there, but they're mainly plant-based. Membership also gives you access to targeted meal plans. So if you need to lose weight, there's a meal plan for weight loss. There's even one for aggressive weight loss. If you have diabetes or heart disease, there are specialized meal plans that have foods in them that will support and help you heal from those diseases. Membership also gives you a health tracker. So you can track your weight loss, you can track your blood pressure, you can track your waist, anything, that you want. There's a journal in there. You have, with the meal plans, that you can also have it'll automatically create a grocery list. There's just lots of things to support wellness. And then this is my favorite thing about it, is the Ask the Doctor. Now, in the basic membership, which is the $7.95 a month, you can't ask Dr. Furman's questions and have him respond to you personally. That's in one of the higher levels. However, you have access to read everything that has been asked of him on that website. There's a search bar at the top. Anything that you have a question about health-wise, if you have a question about broccoli sprouts, I just recently started growing my own broccoli sprouts, and I wanted to see, what was, discussed about it. So I put broccoli sprouts in the search bar. And I mean, there's just tons of information on anything you have, and that, the information that you're getting is current and accurate. So those are all the awesome benefits of being a member. So if you go to do the Vitamin Advisor, before you go to purchase, it will give you the option to become a member so that you can save that money. Okay, and my asterisk here is that while supplementation can help fill nutritional gaps, and I'll say it again, it's important to eat a healthy diet consisting of a variety of fresh produce, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, and whole grains, because a multivitamin isn't going to save you from disease all by itself. You need to do, your due diligence every day. Again, you can go to KarenSchrieffer.com/vitamin advisor. Now, if you choose not to do the vitamin advisor, if you just don't want to have those questions asked of you, I totally get that. If you just want to go and shop the supplements, you can just type in KarenSchrieffer.com shop supplements, and that'll take you to his website, where it'll take you directly to the supplement line, and you can just see what you want. And you can also, if you choose at that point to join the membership, you can do that there as well. So that's really all I have. I hope this has been helpful. And just if you're taking a multivitamin and it has all of the things it shouldn't have and doesn't have any of the things it should, and you choose not to do the vitamin advisor or Dr. Furman's, then, at least this gives you information, because, in today's world, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
It's scary because so much is not told to us, and we have to find it out. We have to do our own research. So I'm glad that, I have this information, and I just want to be able to share it with other people. So, Grace, you have anything?
Yes. I'm just very grateful. Definitely, as a nursing mom, I'm so grateful, and I'm definitely going to go to that advisor, and I want to check it out like right now, right after this.